Hey YouTube. Alright, so I'm doing a test of the new video equipment. I've got a brand new um, Nikon DSLR D5500 camera. That's what I'm recording on right now. And I also have some pretty awesome audio gear. Well, not so awesome. But it will get better over time. Just trust me on this. Anyway, so today I wanted to talk about hubris. And what this is a phrase that came from the Greeks, the ancient Greeks. And it was a central theme in a lot of their plays and a lot of their tragedies. And what it is, it's a concept of having excessive pride to the point of defying the gods themselves. Now, and usually a lot of their stories would center around a hero, whether it be Achilles or, you know, Hercules, where the hero would have all of this pride and then only to be completely destroyed at the moment when they felt the most invincible. What we're seeing right now with this election cycle is this unfolding with Hillary Clinton. So what do I mean by that? At a time when you have mass political outrage and hatred for the establishment and for the media establishment, for Washington itself, at a time when Congress is at its absolute lowest approval rating possible, she is going to pick the most establishment friendly and safe person she could possibly pick for her running mate, Tim Kaine. Now, I can't think of a more clearer example of hubris than this, or just straight up outright stupidity. It's almost as if she doesn't care about winning. An argument could be made that she thinks that she's already got this in the bag. And you wouldn't be making too much of a stress if you believe that, considering that she's making absolutely no effort to try to reach out to progressives or to reach out to Bernie supporters. Nothing at all. We all thought that she would have been smart enough to pick somebody like at least Elizabeth Warren that would give her a fighting chance. But that never happened. We all thought that she'd pick somebody at least a little bit more to the left. That did not happen. We have somebody right now that Republican politicians, are actually saying that they can't find a way to fault Tim Kaine. That's a freaking disaster. Understand something, we live in a time right now where you have to choose a side. You're either with the establishment or you're with the people. You cannot have it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Not right now. Not with the problems that we're going through. And not with who you're going up against. You're going up against Donald freaking Trump. And if you watch him at the RNC speech, that was some scary fucking shit, man. Not in terms of so much of what he was saying, but also just the imagery of that whole production. It's we're going into some really dark times right now. The best way to explain the rise of Trump would be FDR. He totally warned us about this. He said, necessitous men are not free men. People who are hungry, people who are without a job. That is the stuff of which dictatorships are made. And that's exactly what we're seeing unfold right before us. Now, chances are with the checks and balances that we have in our government that we won't actually see a dictator rise. But we're seeing somebody rise who hates the First Amendment and is an absolute maniac who is a xenophobe, and he has a really good chance of winning because the person who we're sending up to fight him is Hillary freaking Clinton, which is just as bad in on a lot of these positions, and in others, she isn't making a case for the American people to motivate them to vote for her. You're not offering a good or a practical solution to the Donald Trump problem. It's getting kind of shaky out there. So now, enough of the doom and gloom. What do we do as progressives to try to move forward? The first solution, and you have a couple options of how you can take this, right? One possible solution is to start thinking small. And what do I mean by thinking small? We need to change our politicians at the local level and move upwards. You got to build a house, you got to build a solid foundation, you got to start there. And that's how we need to attack this problem. So what do I mean by that? Everybody watching this video needs to get more politically involved and more politically active. Run for mayor of your town. Why the fuck not? Run for city council leaders, etc. And also run for Senate, run for Congress. Just get more politically involved. Participate. This is how we're going to change things. We're going to change it from the ground up. So that's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is to look long term, to look beyond this election cycle, and to look beyond the next 4 or next 8 years, whatever it will may be. And we need to look into destroying this two-party system. And that's why if you're somebody like me, as bad as Trump sounds and as bad as Hillary sounds, I think the absolute best votes you can make is for Gary Johnson or for Jill Stein. Definitely. The reason why you want to do this is once they get 5% of the vote, they'll get federal funding for the Green Party and for Johnson's Libertarian Party. And the other reason why you want to do this is if they can get 15% of the vote, they'll then be able to appear in the national debates. So they'll get the media coverage that they need. And that is the way how a third party or a fourth party alternative can possibly come up to destroy this two-party system. I really believe that that's the best course of action that we have right now and the best way to really get true change. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a lot of work, And it's going to take just thinking outside the box, really. Noam Chomsky was talking about the Berniacs, the Bernie Sanders supporters. And he said something very, very powerful. He said that what Bernie did, and Bernie's true success in this election cycle, was he was able to wake you up and to motivate you into caring about democracy and caring about your country. And now that you're awake, you cannot go back to sleep. I know it's very, very, very easy to fall into the trap of despair and to fall into the trap of depression and to feel as if there's nothing you can do, to feel completely powerless. But as the old Chinese proverb goes, in crisis, there's also opportunity. And we have a chance right now to really change the world. What Donald Trump is offering and what the Republican Party is offering as a solution to the problems that we're going through right now is hatred, fear, and suffering. What the Democrats are offering is a continuation of the problems that we currently have. What you need to be offering is compassion. And I think that out of the ashes of the Sanders campaign, we can see a new movement that can change the world for the better. But we just cannot give up. And I'll leave this with you. Another thing you have to remember is, if you look at the demographics of the people who voted for each one of the candidates in the primary, you'll notice something very interesting. That Bernie Sanders won the youth vote overwhelmingly. He had like what was it, like 80% of people under the age of 30, and I don't remember the metric for people under the age of 50 went to Bernie Sanders. What that says is that we have time on our hands, and it's up to us to fix the world, because it's obvious that the older generation and others that have come before us will not do it. And we cannot slip into despair or just feeling like nothing matters, you know. We have to, because we have no other choice, stay focused. And we have to find ways to change society for the better. Again, thank you for watching, and let me know what you think of the new video. Yeah, and have a good weekend. Thank you for watching.